What is going on, guys? So we're back out here with the Trailblazer. It is a little windy, so I'm sorry. We're just gonna have to work through that one though. I wanted to get this next video out for a little bit of input on your guys' behalf to see what I should do for the Trailblazer build. It does have a salvage title, like I explained in the last video, but I never really went over exactly what was wrong with it and why it had a salvage title. So here it is. So I got this quarter all stripped of the paint. I wanted to see exactly what was underneath all of it and see how much Bondo was actually on this. But I was surprised by just a little bit of back here where they tried to pull out the dent. And then down there, there's a crease. So this quarter would have to be replaced if I were to actually try to make this thing nice. And I'll show you the other side. So I took a little bit of sandpaper and wire wheel to try to see exactly what was underneath that. And to my surprise, it wasn't bad. But you can still see the tail light actually lines up pretty straight and consistent, so I don't think there's really anything too wrong with this, but I could be wrong once I get in over here, because as you can see, there's some Bondo cracking and stuff like that right here, but I'm not too sure what that is. So these SS's only had a 4-year run, and the production numbers were low, and the value of this is only going to go up, and it'll hold the value because everybody likes these cars. They crash them, and there's less in the world then. So my thoughts were to get that quarter fixed, have it all painted back to the black that it was originally, and have something nice. I mean, having another SS would benefit me for one, being it's all-wheel drive. I do not have a vehicle for winter yet. I've been daily driving this standard cab short box 2-wheel drive pickup, so that wouldn't fare well in the wintertime. With how little I am into this thing, I don't think it would be too bad of a burden for me to replace that quarter and have it all resprayed back to the original color. But I could also take a parts vehicle with a clean body and replace all the doors, the fender, the hood, and the hatch, and have all of that spray paint gone on those parts. I would only have to deal with the passenger quarter and the roof. Because the bumpers are going to be going back to the regular original SS bumpers and grill, and that would be it. Well, my brother and I were having a back and forth kind of conversation about what we should do with this and how we should go about it, because for this thing, the way it sits right now, we could drive it and not care about the body. We could scratch it, dent it, go off-roading, and it wouldn't be that bad of a thing for us because we wouldn't really care. But I like the aspect of having something nice and something that you can take pride in, and you know, with me doing all this work to it, I would appreciate it a lot more. I wouldn't just think, oh, this is just money to me. And it'd be something I could keep around as a daily driver. So that was the main question I wanted to ask you guys, if we should just leave it like it is and not care, or if I should restore it and make it something that's worthwhile. So I'm actually going to probably head out now and give you guys some more videos in the morning. I want to try to test the motor, make sure it doesn't overheat, maybe take it for its first drive. So what is going on, guys? It's a new day, so figured that I'd come back out here today and let it warm up and start it and probably take it for its first drive. I'm gonna go to a buddy's place and get some things cleaned up on it, so I'll see how she starts. All right, so there's a couple things going on in here right now. I do have the shifter off of it for scientific reasons. Got to do some stuff with this thing right here to get it to shift into park, and probably a new shift cable again, because the one that I got was not very quality, let's just put it that way. But she does still start. So I'm gonna let this thing warm up for a little bit and see it get to temp. Make sure it doesn't do anything funky. It does sound pretty decent though. So today I'm just gonna put it up on the lift and clean up underneath it, power wash it, and try to get it to be a little cleaner to work on. Not the quietest motor ever, but it'll be all right for now. Has a little bit of a squeak in the belt. Sounds like there's a little tappy tap up here. I don't know if the lifter is getting more, but
Got MSD plug wires on it. Good old K&N.
What did you do, bruh?
My leg, that's why y'all ain't seen me very much. Oh, she's warm, so...
Give her a couple revs, we'll see how the exhaust sounds. Not too bad for being stock exhaust with the stock muffler.
We gotta fix that exhaust leak too.
Yeah, there's a little bit of an exhaust leak, but it's not terrible. I'm more worried about the little ticky going on in here.
All right, so this is going to be our first drive. I don't know, are you nervous about it?
I don't know, we're gonna find out and see what all noises and shakes she makes.
Yeah, we haven't drove it yet, so this is kind of its main voyage to see what all needs to be replaced.
I drove it onto the trailer, but that was literally it.
Yeah.
There was nothing else that I had done.
How do the brakes feel?
I mean, they're alright. They're not spongy or nothing.
Well, that's good. Got a couple lights on, huh?
Yeah, one of them is for the traction control. The other one's check engine light for whatever reason. I don't know.
We won't worry about that right now.
I guess that says the e-brakes on, so I'll probably put that back down. And service the track, that's it.
Well, obviously the e-brake does not work.
Nope.
So.
Not at all. I guess.
It shifts fine.
Yeah, it's going through all the gears. It's not making any noises. It's not shifting hard.
It's not bad.
Man.
Oh, she boogies.
Yeah.
Doesn't shift weird under wide open throttle too, so that's nice. First and second anyway.
It is definitely a plus.
Yeah.
It drives pretty good. I mean, these came with factory airbags in the back, so they're at least airing up. Pumps on these things like to go bad, so.
Yeah, it's not like it's a perfect vehicle, but honestly, from the inside out and just driving it, I don't know, dude. I think it has a lot of freaking potential, honestly.
It used to be nice.
Yeah.
I want to personally just fix it up. I think with how little I am into this thing, putting the money into the quarter and a paint job shouldn't really affect me too much.
Yeah, no, I think that... I was
kind of explaining on the other videos that I took about how you want to leave it like it is and how I want to fix it and make it nice. Because I was just thinking, like, it's an SS. There's low production numbers. There's hardly anything made of them. And the value is just going to keep going up because they're not making any more of these and everybody keeps wrecking them for one. And having something like this is nice to have as a daily, but also as something that I can take pride in. You know, I can have something that I can actually enjoy and something I can appreciate more because of all the work that I had to put into it to get it to that point, you know? I think it'd be more of a...
It's not a bad idea. There'd be probably more content on making it nice than anything else.
Yeah.
So, we might as well. Hey, should this be our first kill of the day or what?
Looks like a V6.
Probably. That'd be funny. It looks like a chick driving too. Night show.
But, alright guys, so we'll let you guys know when we get to the shop. We're going to get this thing on the lift and clean up underneath it and try to get it to look a little bit better underneath it. Something we can do to not get ourselves all dirty would definitely be
it definitely helps having
a clean car to work on. Something that's not all muddy and oily.
Yeah. So we're gonna take it up to the shop and we'll get back at you then. What's up, guys? We're back here at the shop with the Trailblazer. We got to do a few things to it real quick, but I just kind of wanted to let you guys know that we're here and it made it just fine. So it actually runs and drives pretty good. It doesn't misfire, it doesn't, you know, hesitate, the trans shifts fine. There's no weird noises, it doesn't pull to the left side or right side going down the road. The brakes could probably use a little bit of servicing, but honestly, other than that, there's not a whole lot wrong with it mechanically. We're probably going to do a cam kit. Kind of sounds like the lifter's a little bit jankety, but we're going to do the cam kit, and that's got all the lifters and everything, springs that it would possibly need to get rid of that sound. So, God dang, dude, she's a little more dirty than I thought. Yeah, we got it cleaned up pretty good though. So what's next? Now what do we got to do?
I'm not really too sure. I got the oil change done on it, and I got all that cleaned up. We're trying to make it a little bit better so we can actually get underneath it and work on it without having to get a face full of dirt every time we're under it. So.
Yeah, it sucks when you're, you know, impacting, you know, bolts or anything like that, and then next thing you know, you're knee deep in dirt on your face. So, but yeah, she's pretty decent underneath actually.
No rust.
Yeah, there's really no rust. It's gonna need some new exhaust. Decent. All right, guys, we're back. We got everything buttoned up and finished up there at the shop. We're still having a linkage issue with the trans, but other than that, I mean, we did an oil change, kind of cleaned up the bottom because, man, it's not fun having dirt fall on your face every time you get underneath something.
Yeah, it was pretty dirty. Figured I'd get that done today and take it on its first drive, kind of see how it acts. It's holding steady at temp, so it shouldn't have a problem overheating. Everything seems tight for steering and wheel bearings and stuff. The brakes seem fine. For being in this kind of condition, I figured it would be shot and everything would have to be replaced. But the brakes, they might need to be serviced, but everything else seems pretty good. When I had it on the lift, I checked the ball joints and CV axles and stuff like that. Nothing was cracked or leaking, so that's a plus for me. Don't have to replace any of that.
Yeah, now I think we just need to start worrying about getting some of the interior pieces and getting some of the outside fixed up a bit.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I think it's going to be a good vehicle, honestly.
Yeah, it shouldn't be bad.
It's not.
It'd be a nice daily drive.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Instead of driving my two-wheel drive pickup.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have something that I can actually get around in. Last year I had a G8 GT and that thing was bad driving in the wintertime. I never want to do that again, so.
It's decent.
Definitely a good purchase.
Got good oil pressure, good temps. Everything's decent on it. So we're gonna get this thing home and kind of figure out what to do next with it. We'll see you back there.
All right, so we got it back to the house. I wanted to do something with you guys since you guys already know that this thing is a spray painted nightmare, and I went to Walmart and picked up a couple of things, and this is what we're gonna be doing. So I got this assortment of items: the goof off, some stripping gel, another fast stripper, and some brake clean. We're gonna see which one actually takes off the spray paint the best. So we're gonna be doing it over here on the quarter where it actually needs work done to it, and I need to sand all that down, so it'd be beneficial just to do it right here. So let's see what works and what doesn't. All right, guys, so first off, we're gonna start with this goof off. This is gonna be something that I apply to this towel and then wipe onto the paint. So we're gonna go ahead and try that one. Now I've got this all kind of sectioned out to which one's gonna be where, and honestly my bet's gonna be on the brake clean, because that stuff is actually pretty strong. So what I'm gonna do is just put it on the towel a little bit, wipe it on. See, it's starting to come off already. That's gonna be really time consuming to try to do all that though. So this would be something that if it was I'd say probably a smaller area. If you wanted to just get a little bit of paint off, this would be pretty good for that. All right, so the second one is going to be this brake parts cleaner. This is from Walmart. I've actually used this to take spray paint off before, but I wanted to try to see if there's other things that work a little bit better, but I'll show you guys how good this thing works. So this is not going to be something that I wipe on, but it's just going to be a light coat of brake cleaner. Let that sit for just a second. And then I'll spray it again. See, that came off way easier. No scrubbing needed. It just works. And for this one, I'm gonna have to pour this onto a brush and get this to wipe onto the body. You gotta get a lot on there. Like you can spread it out across the quarter. Now this one does take time to sit and peel up the paint. It's not perfect. I find this one very time consuming. This one is a little bit more tedious, having to wipe all this on there. And sometimes you got to do it in more than one coat. Kind of dab it on there, I don't know. What do you think's gonna work?
I really don't know. Honestly, the brake cleaner works well, but you use so much of it that I'm not sure it's worth it, you know, for having this almost the same surface area and you just dabbed a little bit on a towel. You know, I don't know what this is going to work like, but we'll see here.
Alright, we'll let that sit for a little bit and we'll see what happens. Okay, so this is going to be the last one that we use. It's going to be another gel, like the last one. That one's still sitting, peeling up the paint, so we're going to get some of this onto this brush and put it onto the quarter. See if this does a better job than that other gel. Try that out. So this one's more of a runny type, like it's a sprayable wax, or not wax, it's a gel.
You can already
see
tell.
It's coming off with the brush. Get a little more, see if it does anything. Yeah, it's already coming off, just with the brush. You know what, I'm going to put some down there where that Bondo is cracking. See exactly what's underneath that. Since this is working so good already. Look at that.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, this stuff.
I think that's going to be our best one. Look at that. It's even changing colors. This one's barely started to do anything yet. What do you think the best one is?
I don't know. This one right here is doing a good job at taking the paint off, but I don't know how exactly we're going to get it off. Maybe use this first and then brake clean over top of that to rinse everything off. Get it actually clean.
We should try brake clean and then using a bunch of that with like water, spraying it off with like the hose or something.
Yeah, I probably could try something like that. Not really too worried about getting any paint on these wheels either. They're going to get repowder coated. But this stuff has an odor to it. You can smell it. The rest of the stuff is, well, the brake clean did too, but this stuff is actually kind of strong. So I'll leave that sit on there for a minute and see if I can get this to take up some more spray paint. I'll probably take the hose to it and see if it'll come off with water. But alright guys, so I got the hose. It's been sitting for about 10 minutes now. I figured that's more than enough time. It should be enough time. So I'm going to try to rinse this off. I don't know if that dried. No, it's not dry yet, but That didn't do too much, honestly.
It did take some of it down.
A little bit. I'm gonna shut this off and grab the brush. Alright, so I got the brush. We'll see if we can scrub any of it off. Might have waited a little too long for it. Scrub all this off. Alright, so I think it's between these two. The goof off of the brake cleaner. The brake cleaner was pretty easy to take off because there was no manual labor that you had to really do. Just spray it on and it comes right off. But with that, you're going to have to buy a lot of cans of that, and it's also going to leave a mess. It'll probably get all over everything on the ground and whatever. But the goof off, you have to actually scrub. That might be something you can put on a different type of rag or something. So for everything that we did on these for the paint removal, the goof off or the brake clean I think would be the best idea to kind of get all that off. But like I said, this one's going to take some scrubbing, and the brake clean actually takes most of that down to where you don't have to do much effort to get all that off, but it also leaves a mess. So I really wouldn't do any of the strippers. That one and that one was iffy. I guess the actual quick strip wasn't that great because of the way it was drying. This one stayed wet, but it still didn't do that great of a job.
So that'll conclude this video. Give a like, follow, subscribe, share it with your friends. You know what I'm saying? And then,
the more people we get on this channel, the more things we can do to this thing. Once we start making some content, getting a following, it'll be something we can put more attention to and
yeah,
actually make some more videos like this for you guys.
Yeah, we'll have a lot more stuff coming throughout the week or so. Every weekend we're going to try to do another video. So
I think next we're going to try to get the bumpers off of it and make sure that everything's straight in the back, because like that other quarter you can see just a little bit of damage, but I don't know what's actually hiding underneath the bumper.
Yeah.
I lifted it up on the rack earlier, as you guys saw, so I mean I didn't see anything too bad. It was pretty straight, so should be able to get new bumpers on that thing and be just fine on that aspect. But I want to do that next. Let's get the bumpers off.
Yeah, let's do that. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.
See ya.
Peace.